Jay from Houston Storytellers Club. This is our first podcast we're going to try to do here. We heard podcasting is the hip shit, so we're trying to get on that trend. Go ahead and check out our website right here. That would be pretty cool. We're here today with Chris, Mike, Malsum, and these guys are skateboarding legends in the local Spokane skateboarding scene. And the reason I say that, I know you're laughing, but I really think you guys are. I remember as a kid, like 20 years ago, you guys showing up at the Coeur d'Alene scene and just always crushing it, always bringing the fucking heat, and just always, elevating the session, dude, which, to me as a skateboarder, I think that that's super important to have that level of just keeping the amp going, keeping the stoke going. So we want to welcome them. And we'll go ahead and just hop right into it.
All right.
Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, I'm psyched. Like I said, this is our first time doing it, so we're kind of just figuring it out. That's my disclaimer here. So I got a couple questions we're going to kind of start with, talking about skating, talking about the local scene. Kind of what really got me psyched on doing that with you guys is, you came to a session, and you were just sharing all these great stories. I'm thinking like, shit, man, these guys would be perfect, dude.
Yeah. Well, because Houston Storytellers Club, it lends itself to have skateboarding and then sharing stories and how you used to skate and you still do,
Totally.
right? But it's fun to relive the old days, the glory days.
I think so.
And skateboarding. Chris, you were how old when you started skateboarding?
6, so I've been skating for 24 years now.
Yeah, it's funny, like, a lot of people don't even do anything for 24, 22 years,
Right.
Yeah.
So, skateboarding is really is a great thing to where, like, people just, like, they just do it for a long fucking time.
It's one of those things. If you do it, you're just in it for the long run.
Yeah, I think so, and it surpasses when you get a little bit older, it surpasses, like, the whole idea of it being a trend, and anything like that, It's more of a lifestyle or something that you just do it.
I think that's it, really, is that if it's a lifestyle, that's why you stick with it, because it becomes a part of your identity. I can see a lot of kids giving it a go because it looks like it's cool, or maybe you're cool if you do it. A lot of them, go to Zoomies, grab a deck,
Get it?
and you're cool, right? But then you try it, and you're like, oh, this is really hard, and then you drop it, or you pick something else up. But for us, it was like, it was total identity, like totally like who we were as soon as we figured it out, as soon as we got our first skateboards. And we have our older brother Greg to thank for that.
Yeah, we looked up to our older brother, and he's the one that got us into skating. He's the one who brought ramps into our front yard, and that's where we always just wanted to hang out with them because he was our cool older brother.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. What year was that?
That had to have been, let's see. So Greg came to live with us.
We met him in '95. He used to
Yeah.
babysit us, and then we adopted him into our family in '96.
Right.
And that's when I got my first board.
Okay. 96.
Yeah, so he
Yeah.
came to live with us when he was a sophomore in high school. So he was already pretty, in his teen phases of like metal music and skateboarding.
Yeah.
And him and his buddies needed a place to skate, and my parents were super cool about it, super supportive. So they said, yeah, go ahead and build whatever you want and put it in the yard or in the front on the sidewalk and have at it.
Yeah.
So they would build makeshift fun boxes. I think they stole or they found borrowed a street sign, the green rail that holds up like a stop sign. Took that and made a flat bar out of it, and then found some parking blocks, waxed that up. So we had a bunch of makeshift ramps in our house. That's what we had to look. We were watching these older kids do this, and we're like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And I was rollerblading at the time already.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then Chris.
You probably cut that part out, right? No.
Well, that's the thing.
That's a big part. That was a big part of his early
Yeah.
athletic years.
Yeah.
He still rollerbladed even after starting skating
Nice.
for
Yeah,
at least
but
a
not for
good,
very
for a
much.
good 4 years.
4 years? Okay, maybe 4 years.
And that's when you
I dropped it.
rollerblading.
I let it go when I was 13.
None of our friends were rollerblading.
None.
Yeah.
Dropped it when I was 13.
But
so I
then,
became
like
a full-blown
scooters were brand new. We all tried scooters. We all got a bike. But we
I had a
still,
bike, yeah.
it's like a skateboard is what our main.
Right.
Yeah, that was
thing
the
we
main
did.
thing. It's funny. I remember you, in particular, as like we were talking before we started doing this, the little kid point thing of just being such a little dude and having this big ass helmet on and just like doing like blunt, like you know, what you do like blunt pivots on shit and just like stuff that was way beyond what a little dude should do. You know?
I think at the time there were less younger skaters, so
Yeah.
I kind of had to try to step up to what the older kids were doing.
Yeah, well, dude, it was working, man. Because I actually even have some old video footage of both you guys. Actually, I got one of you like winning a contest, and you got your helmet on. It's all kind of janky,
Yeah.
and you're holding up this award.
Yeah.
You know, and then one of you jumping off of the what is it? The handrail at
Yeah.
the skate park.
Right.
Handrail.
Is that-
Is that the
the
Skater
Coeur
Task
d'Alene?
Force?
So Skater
video?
Task Force.
I still have that.
Get
We
out
have
of
that on
VHS,
yeah.
dude. Man, I'll tell you what, dude. I like.
That was a classic movie.
slaved to get that thing done, man. It was like.
Oh, did you make Skater Task Force?
Yeah, that was all.
Oh.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, with like like Movie Maker and like just like VHS. Like I was making VHS. I got like 2 VHSs, like making copies of it.
Yeah.
And, like, printing out stickers on it and just like extra homegrown, man. But yeah, you guys had.
That's
that.
such a good
I
bit.
think we got the video at that contest
Really?
as a prize or something.
No, it
Or did we
couldn't have
buy
been.
it?
No, I don't
It
know
had to
how
have
we
been
got
after.
it.
No, it couldn't have been. Yeah, but
It had to have been a Coeur d'Alene event.
Yeah.
But
later. But I think that had Greg Fullard's
Yeah.
video part at the end of
Yeah,
it.
with
Yeah.
Dyer's Eve as a song, which is
Yeah.
special because like that was our jam at the time, and Justice for All.
Yeah, yeah.
We all
Yeah,
listened to
that's
that
rad.
all the time.
Yeah, I totally remember you guys at the parks back then, and just like I was saying, you guys just showed up and brought the heat every time.
Well, we took that to like, because once you get a taste of that competition and the environment of a contest,
Yeah,
we had to go see it in other places too. So time there was a contest anywhere in the Pacific Northwest, we were there.
yeah,
So if there was like a contest in Seattle or Portland or Medford or like Winthrop, like tiny towns, if there was a contest there, we were there.
yeah. But did your parents take you to them?
Yeah,
That was what was going
yeah,
on?
they did, and they were
Yeah.
super supportive. They were totally down to do that. It was always like, okay, we could either send you to, what's the big camp, the big skate camp?
Woodward?
Woodward. You could either
yeah.
go to Woodward for a week, or we can do several skate trips. You
Yeah.
take your pick, and we chose several skate trips
Yeah.
instead of 1 week of Woodward.
I think I've seen it. I remember seeing your parents, dude, and just like you know. And,
Oh, they were
and
there
They
all
were
the
they were
time.
always there, and they're always supportive, and they're just like super fucking badass, dude. And that always, you know, something that always stuck with me.
Yeah.
I think that maybe they were at the Coeur d'Alene Skate Park grand opening.
Yeah, they were there.
Yeah. Because I remember, like, you know, I was like running around stressing and just going like, dude, these guys are like, you guys are the real deal, dude. Like, I
Yeah.
was like so stoked that your parents were there, you know.
They were 100% in it.
Yeah.
There was one time, there was 2 contests going on. One in it was that rollerblading.
Oh,
What's that town?
is that Winthrop?
Yeah, Winthrop. My mom took him to Winthrop, and then my dad took me to Seattle for a skate contest because they were both happening at the same time.
Yeah.
And like they split it up. It wasn't like you're gonna go to one or the other.
So sick, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
So-
like that's some good parents.
Yeah, we owe them.
Yeah.
We owe them a great deal. of-
Right? I know. I got
Why
a 3-year-old myself. I'm
we
like,
s-
hey,
we
if you
stuck
want
at
to do
it.
it,
Yeah.
I'll take you.
Yeah.
But you got to win. No, I was kidding.
Win, damn it, you know. And I've seen that whole deal. Kind of talk about like skateboard contests and stuff. And, like,
Yeah.
At the end of the day, man, it's all about having fun, you know. And I know like I have guys that are on my team where you know they're going, I'm not a contest skater, but
Sure.
these guys will throw it down, you know. And
Yeah.
it's just like that's the beauty about skateboarding too. It's so wide open to where there's guys that can really just like kick ass under that pressure and like
Sure.
thrive in that, you
Sure.
know. And I know you guys are very much like that. I know I was like that when I did it.
Yeah.
And there's guys where I'm like, dude, like this guy's the sickest guy ever, but he's just botching it right now.
Sure. Yeah, exactly.
You know, so contests don't define if you're a good skateboarder.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
And I think some of my best friends that we ever met hated skating contests and would maybe do it because they felt they had to, but
Yeah.
like James Browning, I think he only did like maybe 3 contests his entire life, but
Yeah.
like was like the 6th skater, would go on demos. I'll go street skate
Yeah.
with the
I've
best
never
of them.
even met that guy, but I just know of him from legend.
Right.
You know, I just know of him being like a handrail.
He is.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
he
the
opened
pioneer
the
of
door.
handrails for Spokane.
Yeah, he was like the first guy to hit Ferris and with Garfield.
Yeah.
and destroy River 8 and things like that. But like,
Is that guy around here?
no, he moved to Germany.
Okay.
But he's still skating in Germany. I think he's actually kind of pro in Germany right now.
German pro? Yeah.
Some
Crazy.
He does, yeah, he does have a sponsor down there.
Yeah.
Which is sick.
That's crazy.
But like all those guys, all those Spirit Crew dudes that we used to ride with, some of them skated contests, some of them didn't, but we all like to skate together.
Yeah.
And so, and then like when Steve decided to take these guys to Top Shop, which was a national skate shop competition.
Oh, really?
like-
I've never even known about
Oh
it.
yeah.
Yes.
So
Okay.
this was like what, 2005, 6?
2005, I think.
Yeah,
5 or
before
6.
Spirit closed.
It was the year I had Wassels, because
Yeah, what?
I had Wassels is like the standardized test in Washington.
Okay.
It's called something else now.
What is,
It's like the SBAC or
Yeah.
whatever, state standardized testing.
It's like you-
Anyway, he
yeah.
had school. He had something he had to do.
Yeah, I had to do school stuff, so I didn't get to go on the van with them. But I flew in to Minnesota with my mom
yeah.
for the contest, and then flew back for
So
school.
sick. Yeah. Did you ride for Spirit? Mm-hmm. Okay. Did you ride for Spirit?
I was flow for the shop.
Yeah.
And that was only because I think because of the contests.
Okay.
Because then I could compete. We used to do this contest series called The League, which was put on by this really nice skater mom who got all these sponsors together and put on all these events in like the Pacific Northwest area. And a lot of the dudes that skated in that thing actually ended up becoming really big. Like Mitchie Brusco skated in it, David Gravett, Tyler Bledsoe, Fitz DeVal, a lot of these other big
Wild.
names.
Yeah, those are some big names, man.
But they were all just like shop sponsors or like Flow at the time
Yeah.
and young. Like Mitchie's like 6, I think, when that happened.
Yeah.
And Tyler Bledsoe's like 12. And
Yeah, he's about my age.
yeah.
That's crazy.
So that was really fun.
All right, let's see what else I got on here.
Yeah.
What do you think, like your best memory, like I've been skateboarding for a long time, so I got so many of them, so it's kind of,
Yeah.
I think it's kind of a hard question, but like thinking about like this, something where you go, man, like if you were in an elevator and you had, 30 seconds to tell some homeboy about what your best memory ever is,
I'd be like, did you ever go to skate UTF when it was like popping?
Yeah.
Because like everybody, when like a demo or something like that,
Yeah.
like when Toy Machine came through or Hollywood, it was so packed with like all these kids, and the skaters were so like hyped at what they had, because UTF was not a very good skate park in like the sense of what you might think a good skate park is. Like it had a 10-foot quarter pipe that ran right into a wall, and then the other 10-foot went into this huge pyramid with like a 15-foot flat, rounded ledges, and that's about it, and a flat bar.
Yeah, so crazy, man. And I think it's a true testament of, even though that skate park was janky, the scene was so thriving. And
Yeah.
it was so happening, and I think that a big part of that, honestly, is the stoke from those local shops like Steve,
Yeah, yeah.
like Local 77, these kind of shops that are just really would put a lot into that local scene and keep that stoke going, man. And they were
Right.
genuinely passionate about it, man, and I think that means a lot,
Oh, but definitely appreciate it, and it almost came to expect it. I almost feel like we were spoiled.
Totally.
Because Steve would get like a team to come into town at least once a year, a big team with some big names.
Yeah.
I remember when like getting to see Ed Templeton, who was like one of my favorites from Welcome to Hell and
Yeah.
those guys. I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming to Spokane and skating this skate park.
Yeah, that stuff
for
barely
us.
even happens anymore, man.
No.
It's like, obviously we got Corona
Sure.
and all that.
But even before then,
yeah, hardly any kind of teams coming through and doing
No.
the demos. And it's just kind of a weird, different world we're living in now with the Instagram age and like, instant satisfaction. And, I was even talking with my team about doing a skate video and they got super hyped about it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, dude, it's, to make the skate video, you don't do it and go, hey, I'm going to sell this, I'm going to make money. It
Right.
just goes right to the internet and it's free, but it's a great experience, and it's like something to work towards and instead of just like, oh, I got that one thing, let's throw it up on there for
Right.
a day and I got that
oh,
satisfaction.
well, there's like, because yeah, it used to be kept totally under wraps. Like, oh, did something go down there? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think so. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You have to wait to see the movie. And that was an event in and of itself. We'd have video premieres at Jones Soda or wherever, whoever wanted to have it.
Real soda?
Real Soda, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of that coming back now too, like on Instagram and stuff. I'm seeing like more of guys filming videos and wanting to create an opportunity for people to get together. And, and that's a big thing too, man. It's like creating an opportunity for people that are into skateboarding to get together and hang out.
Well, that kind of happened a little bit right before Corona hit, before the shutdown. Mike Miller would put together movies and have premieres at like Garland Theater.
Yeah.
And then he had the place he worked at. He built an indoor skate park, and let the space program have their premieres there.
Yeah.
And they had videos there. So like, even though like a shop isn't really doing it,
Yeah.
the skaters are still doing it. They're still
Dude,
out there filming and making videos.
Yeah, let's talk about Mike Miller just for a second. So, if you're tuning into this, or somebody that knows Mike Miller, let's send him this video, because I'd love to have him on here.
Yeah.
Because I think that Mike has done a lot for the skateboarding
ton.
scene.
Yeah.
And that dude is, he's a real deal, man. And
Yeah.
I got mad respect for him, dude. And I'm super proud as far as like being a Coeur d'Alene guy that dude came from here. I'm like, because Mike's a fucking pimp, man.
Yeah,
He's
is.
passionate about skateboarding, and I agree. I see all the stuff he's doing with Observatory, and like when he's doing all the Observer and all that stuff, dude.
Yeah.
And the videos are like top notch. Like,
Yeah.
he really paints a great picture of what the Spokane scene is in a great way that's very presentable on a
That's
national,
true.
worldwide scale.
Yeah, for sure. And especially when you say the way it is, like he's like, I think he just finished his 6th film,
Yeah.
5th or 6th.
Yeah.
So he just keeps on top of it. So everything you see is fresh. Like
Very-
I just put out
very
a
hard
video,
worker.
Yeah,
And
and he
I
knows good
appreciate that.
skateboarding.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a big deal too, man. Like some of the shit that I've seen him do, some of the stuff I see coming out, I'm
Right.
like, what the, is this like real? Like,
Yeah.
like this skateboard, like are people really doing this,
Well,
he
and-
really knows it.
And Sebastian too, with Space Program, they've been filming him, and like all those guys are nuts.
Yeah.
Like as good as like Spirit was, and you like think like, you like try to compare like the current kids to like the Spirit crew or
Yeah.
those guys, and like Ray or Nick and those guys, Luke and those guys, compared to these guys, like I don't know, I feel like it's getting better.
Yeah.
I just feel like everyone's getting better.
Yeah.
And I love that, dude. I think that's, I think that having that positive mindset looking
Yeah.
at it, because I think when you get older, I think a lot of times it can be real easy to kind of go, remember how cool shit used to be?
Sure.
It's not like it how it used to be,
Right,
It's
right,
like, hey,
right.
man, yeah, it's not. It's even better.
Right.
There's evolution happening here, and being able to kind of see that, I
Right.
think is.
And you can appreciate it because you could say, like, this happened, and like, look at the progression.
Yeah.
And they would tell you, dude, we watched those videos. We grew up idolizing those guys and watching them skate, and that's why we do what we do. Like, Austin Viz was he rode for Spirit
he
as
was-
a tiny kid.
He was the new little kid skater.
Yeah.
When I started growing up.
Right.
That guy.
Chris
man.
was the little guy, and then he grew up, and then Austin came, and he went to those Coeur d'Alene contests.
Yeah.
And he was the one with the little kid steez.
Yeah.
And now
now
he's
he's-
freaking amazing.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
He's blowing
I
up.
can't comprehend.
Yeah, he's so funny too, man. Like, I seen him a while back at the park, and I, I was just asking him, I said, "How long have you been skateboarding?" Man, he's like, "All my life."
Right.
I was like,
I think he's kind of in the same
And,
boat as
yeah,
us.
his,
He was
his
lucky.
dad was a lot like our parents.
Right.
We'd always see him at the events.
Yeah.
We'd always take him.
He would
he's
take him
into it.
around.
You take him there. That's that really, well, it pays off, man. You know what I mean? And ultimately, you find something that you're into, and being into skateboarding is, you have to maintain a certain level of focus.
Sure.
It's hard, so you got to be on it. Yeah, I think you learn. And this was kind of my pitch when I did the skate park fundraising stuff, but
Yeah.
it's true. It teaches you resilience, man. Which is something that that skateboarders you fail more than you succeed.
For sure.
Yeah,
Which is a
absolutely.
great life lesson in
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Going, shit, man, you
I know.
fall down, you get back up,
Yeah.
and I think that's a huge deal, and
Yeah.
to have kids early on be able to embrace that, understand that,
Right.
and then transform that whole idea from skateboarding to life.
Yeah.
is bitching, man.
I think that's
you
why
know?
a lot of kids can't make it. It's because
Well,
for the same reasons.
yeah.
Like, you just can't, you know.
It helps to have the support, either the parental
true.
support or
That's true.
with your friends if you have the group
Yeah,
of everyone who has that same, they all want to do it.
yeah, I agree. I
They
think
support
it's
each
great.
other.
So let me ask you this one here,
Yeah.
and then we'll take a break and skate for a little while because we're sitting on the ramp right now, so we should probably
Yeah, we
do
gotta-
some
yeah.
skateboarding.
Get some
So
lines
what
in.
do you think the future of skateboarding is going to be like? Which is probably are we talking hoverboards? I mean,
Oh.
where are we at here? You know?
I don't think the skateboard itself is going to evolve.
No,
that much.
I know,
But
it's such-
I think it's a lot like, I don't know, it's going to be timeless. I think it's always going to have just like the four wheels and a board
yeah.
for a good long while.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm noticing, like, I guess in particular with that question is, I'm noticing that everybody's good. Like you hop on Instagram and even going down to the skate park, like all these kids are good, you know? And I think that a big part of it is going to be like, it's about your trick selection and it's about how you do it. You
Yeah,
know?
your style.
Yeah,
Right.
So it's like, what other things do you think, like as far as skateboard evolution in general, do you think,
Well, I think like just based on like the new Coeur d'Alene skate park and the new Riverfront Park
Yeah.
skate park that just got built, and looking at it and how young kids are starting, it's just going to get gnarlier and gnarlier.
yeah,
And there's nothing preventing a kid from getting good because they have it all. Like when we first started, we had UTF, we had the Coeur d'Alene skate park with the metal sizzle ramp,
totally,
and their janky pyramid with the
yeah.
6-inch rail going
Yeah.
down it.
You used
And
to
that-
kill that thing, I remember.
yeah, we
you
would
got
skate
that.
it because it was
Yeah.
there, but it's not like,
Yeah,
it was safe or good.
totally, yeah. Opie used to kill that thing, dude, get up on there and do some shit.
He skated the rail.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever saw Opie hit
A
that
little
thing.
bit, yeah,
I-
he'd grind up and down, I think is what I remember him
Oh,
doing.
man.
He was all over that pyramid though, I'll tell you that.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Or even the two ramps. But anyways, yeah, I mean, it was due and it needed an upgrade. And I mean, UTF needed an upgrade, but it didn't need to go. But I mean, it's gone now, and we
Yeah.
got this new ramp or this new park, and I think this new park is going to be super sick.
Yeah.
And at least it's got the flat bar. And I just think the kids are going to destroy it.
Yeah.
And it's just going to get gnarlier and gnarlier.
Yeah.
I think skating is just in like so many directions all at once. I think, the skaters are doing bigger things. Like
Sure.
they've always just trying to raise the bar,
Yeah.
bigger rails, longer rails, all
Flip in,
in into
flip out.
mountains.
Yeah.
And then you got, I think there's a lot more female skaters now.
Yeah.
That's
It's
a community
diverse.
that's
It is getting really
growing.
diverse.
Yeah.
And also just like what it means to be a pro skater. I think there are pro skaters that they're making a living because they have the YouTube channel and they're making just like they're going from park to park and then they're doing like this board unboxing and that technically makes them a pro skater because they're making a living off of it. So there's that element to that.
That's a good point.
And yeah, just like it's weird.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's not how it used to be where it was magazines and videos
Yeah.
and that's what your exposure was.
Everybody has
That's
a
a really
microphone
good-
now.
that's a really
You know,
good point.
And I think with that.
Yeah,
it
everyone's
becomes-
got
Yeah.
a cam
Yeah.
in their room.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man, for sure.
The
It's-
tripod shots have blown up. Like everyone's getting tripod shots of themselves. Just set the
Yeah.
phone down and do a trick, and then upload it, and away you go.
and I wonder, and this is kind of the old man, I guess, is like, like the, how community happens, you know what I mean? How does actual, face-to-face community happen? Like the video premieres were always one where we brought people
Yeah.
together, the contests, like we do our contest and the stuff that Mike Miller's doing.
Yeah.
And I really like to see just more of that kind of stuff, like more excuses for people to come together
Right.
and skate because there's this weird, and I think just as a whole, even outside of skateboard culture, but it's this disconnected, but I'm connected.
Right.
Like I could hop on right now and see what you did, 2 weeks ago
Yeah.
or whatever,
I kind of was like, so I went to this skate park in the valley. They just built a brand new skate park right where we used to live.
Yeah.
And if only that was there. I mean, we had our ramps, but it would have been nice to have a skate park too, right in front of our high school.
Yeah.
Because that's where it's at. And I was there, and there was some kids there, and they seemed really like in their own world and intimidated, and not really interacting with other skaters, and not doing that like yeah and tapping the thing or
Yeah.
giving each other's hoots and hollers. And
Yeah.
like that's kind of going away, and I hope that doesn't disappear, because that's really what gets you hyped.
Totally.
And that's I mean, that's what makes you try something bigger and better. But like kids are almost like, oh, that's no good, that was already done, or like they're worried about that almost.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
No,
it's
don't
a-
worry about it. Just skate. Just
It's a weird,
freaking have
different
fun.
world,
and
man. You know, I have one of my rules here at the ramp. You know, for the most part, is like no headphones, man. You know what I mean?
Sure,
Don't
yeah.
come in and go in your own world, dude. I'm
Yeah.
not. You know, you need to be here. You know, you need to listen to my shitty ass playlist, and you need to lay it down. You know?
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna
Well,
listen to the same crap we
absolutely.
listened to for 15 years. You know. You know,
that
super
that
loud.
really is the biggest thing, because no one did that. It was all, everybody was aware of everything that was going on
Yeah.
at the skate park, and that's really, I don't see that much anymore. I see a lot of pods and
Yeah.
kids doing their own things, and which is, you know, whatever. If that makes you comfortable, go for it. But I'm
Totally,
like,
I get it.
I'm trying to get in on this. I just landed something cool. Where's my high five or something? Or you just landed something cool. Give me a high five,
Yeah,
dude.
let's
That was
root
sick.
each other on.
Right.
That's that you know, that pushing factor.
Yeah.
You know,
So-
from the people.
so
you're
those
with.
younger
that's also
kids-
because it's the valley.
Anything that's the Valley's typical?
I think the valley now for sure. I
Yeah.
mean, it never was big, but I think there was a little.
At the
a co-
Y.
there was a community at the Y.
Yeah.
And it's like it's where we met like Sean Patterson,
His brother Alex,
Yeah.
and those guys.
Eli Dyer.
Crushing it, dude. Yeah, I did the Patterson. I just got a soft spot for those cats, dude.
Oh yeah,
You guys are so sick.
I knew those guys were gonna blow up
Yeah.
based on those early sessions at the YMCA, because you can kind of tell when you see a younger kid skating and you see the fire when they're trying something, and they spend all day. They're there for like, because me and Chris worked there.
Yeah.
As like the-
We're-
yeah.
We helped kind of like bring up the grand opening.
Yeah.
Like we set up, like we laid out the sod in the grass and like set up for
love
the
it.
event for the opening.
Huge deal.
And then you and Zach,
Yeah, me and
you were
Zach
like the
worked
first
there.
ones to work there. So we were there every day in the summer, and then we would know if like we saw someone like a little kid, and then we saw them the next day, and then we see them the next week, and you know that they're gonna like keep coming back.
That was them.
So
That
we
was the
would always
Pattersons.
strike, like,
They were
yo,
there all the time.
keep it up.
Well, and especially, I mean, like skateboarding just gets real when you're, I mean, just in general, man, when you take a hard slam, like you automatically you're right at this crossroads where you're going, fuck, is it time to go home?
You're
Or
right.
do I
When's my
climb up there and
mom
give it
coming to
another
pick me
shot?
up?
You know, and the kids that climb up there and give it another shot,
Yeah.
those, that really says a lot about, what's going on with them.
For sure.
And I think I love that.
As long as that doesn't go away, then the future is bright.
I think so. There'll always be some kids that have some internal turmoil.
Skating's not going anywhere.
No, it's not, for sure.
it's getting
I do notice, though, I read an article a while back, and I thought it was pretty interesting, talking about the skateboard industry as a whole, and how the industry as a whole thinks that it feels a lot like the 90s, where it wasn't really hyper popular. It doesn't have just as much money behind it. There's not as much massive spotlight on it, like how
Really?
the X Games put a lot of attention on it.
Yeah.
That video game did, and you
Sure.
just think about that, like when 2000 really hit, I mean, I was skateboarding forever, and when 2000 really came around and the X Games and 900 happened,
Right.
and then the Tony
Tony
Hawk
Hawk's
video
game.
game and all this
Yeah.
shit. I remember going down to the skate park and going, dude, what happened to my special thing, man? Who the fuck are all these dudes,
Right?
man?
Where'd you come
And
from?
why does grandma know what an inward hill flip is? This is super weird. You know what I mean? She's calling me out on toe drag? Like, what's happening right
Do it
now?
again.
Yeah,
That was sketchy.
yeah, so, and that was, 20 years ago, so it's
Right.
nothing has really come to really put a real, that I've seen anyway, just a real lightning bolt right into the whole skateboarding industry as a whole, like, wham, to where people just get super sparked up about it.
We'll see what the Olympics does to the sport. I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Because it was supposed to happen this year, right? 2020?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what it's definitely doing right now is polarizing skateboarders for
It's
sure.
there's a divide now.
Yeah,
for
there's
sure.
a divide, you know.
But that divide kind of started that very, very formal
yeah.
format.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, you know, and that, I love street league. I think
Yeah.
it's amazing to see that kind of skating, but I
It's
do
good for
agree it's
them.
very, it's less Mark Gonzalez influenced.
Right.
You know, where Mark was, the Gonz is more of like this artist, free flow, expression,
Yeah.
kind of, I don't know what's going to happen kind of guy, you
Yeah.
know, where, street league's very formulated.
Yeah,
Just a trick
I
around
miss
until it
Boom Boom
happens.
Huck Jam.
Yeah.
I wish they'd bring something like that. I mean, they have Nitro Circus, but with the ramp in the middle of the motocross jumps.
That was the
cool.
sickest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. Well, let's take a break, dude.
Okay.
We're gonna take a break, do some skateboarding. We're done talking about it, so we'll be back.
Cool.
All right, we're back from our session, and what we'd like to do is just be able to have a skate session so we could actually do some skateboarding. We're gonna have that all cut together here for you guys to see. Do you guys rip it,
Dude, I
man?
can't
Like,
wait.
thank
That
you.
was fun.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much,
having us,
dude.
man.
You guys are like super rad and always bring the energy, and I love that, and I think that's something that's super special about skateboarding. So, a couple questions we want to get into before we
Yeah.
wrap it up. We were talking about the future of skateboarding. I'd like to talk, a little bit about like what you think in the local Spokane scene, like some guys that are really some standout dudes personally, and this is just an opinion,
Sure.
that are some standout guys, man, that, that are either good skateboarders or guys that are, stoking the scene, which I think is super important, and just kind of keeping that dream alive and really perpetuating skateboarding forward in a way that you guys think it should go.
I think it's really cool that the space program being entirely locally based, just these own dudes. Sebastian is super driven dude,
Yeah.
and I think the team he put together, they're the best skaters in Spokane as far as I'm concerned. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I don't think
I agree.
there's much debate about that. Eli, Nady, Jordan,
Yeah.
and Austin
Yeah.
are insane.
Yeah.
Alex.
And, well, yeah. So, I mean, aside from space program, Alex is kicking ass. Sean is keeping the do-it-yourself vibe alive,
Yeah.
and he's built all these things. He built the Hive, and he's built secret ramps here and there.
Now, shout out to Sean. We're going to get you on the show, too.
Love you, Sean. Those guys, I think they win. I think they're the best skaters, and
Yeah.
it's super cool to watch them skate because they keep getting better and better, and they care. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? They love skateboarding. They're out there doing it, and they have lives, and they have responsibilities and stuff, but they still try to make it work. It's fun to watch their Instagram feeds where they're like doing their jobs, where you're like, God, you should be out there touring or something, but no, you got to do a job, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like those, I totally respect those guys. They're
Yeah.
so cool.
What do you think, Chris?
Still got to give it out to the shops, to Paradigm Pistol, keeping it open, keeping it local.
Yeah, it's a huge deal, I think.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. We were talking a little bit when we were off camera, like talking about like old school spirit and stuff. And like when the spirit guys would show up, it was go time, man. Like these dudes always brought the heat, always just brought that energy. I mean, I remember being at skate parks and dudes showing up and just going, "Oh fuck, dude! Like, we better get on your A game because there's new sheriff in town, this
Sure.
kind of vibe, And I see that with the space program guys, and I
Yeah.
think that is, I think that's a positive thing, because then it really gets these skate park guys that are hanging out, kids that are at the skate park.
Yeah.
They get a little complacent, and I see this, and they're progressing and they kind of do this deal, but once in a while they're just going there and just, shake the beehive a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's go, man.
And I'd be
I think
interested to
that's
see if those guys take those skate park kids to the streets with them. Like, I've seen a lot of skate park footage of like Brady and who's the new Pistol Little Shredder. Dang it! Oh
Yeah.
God,
I said his
It's hard to
name
keep
earlier.
up with
Yeah.
who's out
There's
there
this
now.
there's this new the new Austin. There's this new little kid Shredder. I wish I could remember his name. I'm gonna be pissed I can't.
Yeah.
He destroys it. He's like
Yeah.
kick flipping over the handrail at Albie, and like doing backflips and this and that and like everything in at the park. And so I want to see his street footage.
Right.
Yeah.
Same with Brady. Brady kills skate parks. I want to see these guys' street footage.
Yeah, well, and that's a big thing too, man, is I think diversity and variety is the spice of life, I mean,
Yeah.
I think you could really get, sucked into just going, hey, you know what, man, the skate park's there,
Right.
I could just go there, all my homies are there, I
Right.
can hang out and skate and do my thing, but being able to mix it up and go out on these adventures,
Right.
I think that's really cool, like, we kind of talked a little bit about Sean Patterson, and like, Sean is just such an oddball skateboarder to me in the fact that like, this dude is like an adventurer.
Right.
It's like, I went out and filmed some stuff with him, and it was like going out with like fucking Indiana Jones or something, dude. Like he was like, we drove by this like sweet curb, and I thought, oh, we're probably gonna stop here and hit this curb. He's like, no, man, like way over here in the bush, there's this shitty bank, and there's like the railroad here, and I'm gonna run up the bank and wall ride this thing. And he totally did it, man, and it was just so cool and refreshing to see that, and as far as doing Usta, like I want to be able to spotlight some of that kind of stuff too, to be able to go, hey man, like just to show kids like, get out there and you could take the skateboard anywhere,
Right.
and your imagination and your drive really can make it anything you want it to be.
Well, that's what like Sebastian, Mike, and Joel
Yeah.
Barber, when they put together their annual skate contest,
Yeah.
we Run the City, they used to allow skate park footy for the first 3 or 4 years. And
Something
then
like that. Yeah, there'd always be like a skate park.
like a skate park best trick or something, like go to
Yeah,
Hilliard
there'd be
and
some sort of skate park
or
challenge.
a best trick at Albie, and then they're like, why are we doing this? Why are we encouraging go to the skate park in these 48 hours? No, because it's called We Run This City. Like,
Yeah.
get out there, go find the spots and get tricks anywhere but a skate park.
Yeah.
Which bummed me out because I'm getting
As
old.
we get older,
I
all we
know,
wanna
I
do
can't
is
do
go to the
street
park.
spots. I already did those, man. I was there.
Yeah.
Come on, let me. Where's
But
the, where's the
I
old
like,
man
I like
ramp
the
trick?
encouragement because then the younger ones get to
Yeah.
get better at it.
Even Justa was like best Weddle grab,
Yeah,
but not at a skate park.
yeah, just do it, you know what I
Find,
mean?
like someone did it down like the Bank 10. I think that one.
Yeah, that was pretty sick.
That was crazy.
That's the thing too. I think this community is really killing it with rails and ledges and a lot of tech stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing too many gaps.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
Something that like I personally I was into a lot of gaps.
Yeah.
Like Spoken Sport used to be one of my favorite spots, but I don't see a whole lot of it.
Spoken
And
Sport's
that's-
gone, isn't it?
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, it's trip. It's like
I mean,
the
like
whole
Nate
gap
Akers
thing.
is going off of roofs still, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's about the only
But who
one.
am I forgetting? Is it Mitchie?
Yeah, what's his name? Yeah, Mitchell.
Mitchell?
Mitchell.
Like that dude is a
They got
slayer.
pop.
You know.
Dude.
Well, hands up. You know.
Take it back.
I'd like to get that dude on here.
He's
sometime.
the best.
Yeah.
I take it back.
Yeah.
Because he's been destroying it, and he's putting together a homie video right now.
Yeah.
I think with Alex and some other dudes.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
And his stuff is insane.
Yeah.
His tricks are crazy.
And I love that, dude. I love the fact that, like, you know, like putting the video together and all that, you know, like they're doing it out of the love, they're
Right.
going out and doing it for the passion and all that kind of stuff. And I think that's cool because it's kind of, you know, like we
Yep.
were saying before, it's like this dying breed of, you know, get the Instaclip and
Right.
call
In
it
the
a day.
shops, you don't get to bite it. If your homies and your supporters are making videos, you can't just slap your name on it and say brought to you by Pistol or Paradigm.
Yeah.
If you didn't fully go for it, you gotta stay out of it and just let it be local unless you're gonna put it together.
Yeah.
Because I think Mike's movies, everybody that was in his movies rides for Pistol, but I don't think it was officially a Pistol movie,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know what the.
I think it's Mike's movie featuring pistol riders. And the same thing happened with Now Eat. It was like Paradigm Riders made by Lucas.
Lucas and Galen.
And Galen. Like, it was all just the guys that just wanted to make a movie.
Yeah.
And everyone has their shops, but like the shop team owners, like Todd and, is it Josh? Pistol?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh,
Yeah,
is it right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Josh, yeah, absolutely.
I don't think they're going on film missions like Steve did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
He's not
Well, and Steve
taking
was a lot
team out
younger
for
at
ice
the
cream.
time, you know,
Sure.
and he was, you know, and it was like, you know, that whole day, like, you know, we were talking about 2000, the big explosion. all that
yeah,
kind of stuff.
2000, 2005.
Yeah, you know,
yeah,
and
that
he
was
was
big.
right in that whole thing, man. I mean, I remember doing Coeur d'Alene Skate Park contest where there was just like, it was packed, you know? Like, you know, we did the Coeur d'Alene Skate Park Classic, you know, I guess like a couple years ago, and it was all right turnout.
Sure.
You know, it's just, it's different. And you get, what I love about that is it really feels like a family reunion kind of idea because,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, like, I don't cruise over your house and hang out and skate, but I feel like we got this bond through skateboarding, you know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
think that's a fucking really
If
cool,
you guys
special
put it
thing,
on, we'll be
you
there.
know?
You
Oh,
know
I
what
know
mean?
you will.
If you
yeah.
guys are like, hey, we're having an event, yeah, we'll be there.
I love that, you
Yeah.
know, and that's, you know, I think that more events, you know, more excuses for people to get together after a COVID thing or whatever,
Sure,
you know.
exactly.
You know, I think that's,
Yeah.
that will help.
I think the kids are
perpetuate.
hungry for it.
I think so, too.
I think the community wants it. More
Yeah.
events, give us more.
Yeah.
What's
And
going
base
on.
it around skateboarding. Base
Right.
it around like, you know, that session we just had.
Right.
And base it around that energy right there, you know. And to me, that's always been the pulp of what it's all about. You know, I think that skateboarding has just grown into such a spiral of other stuff, you know, to where at the end of the day, it's about riding your skateboard.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you know?
So, yeah.
Yeah. So let's see if we could wrap up
Yeah.
this here because I feel like it's kind of petering out. Any words of wisdom to any local up-and-comers as older skateboard guys to like something that would get them pumped? If there's some kids watching this right now and they're going, man, these old dudes are talking this and that, something where they're going to get like a takeaway for them to go, nice,
Okay.
you know?
I would say skate as often as you can. Skate every day if it's a possibility, because you might and don't get intimidated by like better skateboarders. Like, go say what's up to them and learn from them. Watch them, be stoked by them, because we were there. We were, you know, we weren't always able to do tricks, and I feel like a lot of kids stand at the side as soon as someone who's better than them shows up on the scene, and they just sit there and I'm like, no, you were doing something.
Yeah,
Don't let me stop you.
get in the mix.
Yeah, exactly. And just keep skating and skating and skating, and then you'll get there.
Yeah, Brad, Chris?
Yeah, just stoke each other out.
Yeah.
I think that's always what made me keep going at it and progress.
Yeah. Well, even that session we just had right here, man. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you guys were killing it, and that got me stoked. I mean, I did a couple things here. I
Yeah,
haven't, you know,
stoke each other out. Always have fun. I know, like, it's fun. Like when pros get clips, and then you see them, they grab a beer or grab a joint. Well, back in like the Spirit days, we go out for ice cream.
Yeah.
That was our motivation. It was like Steve would take us. We get double scoops at
Yeah.
Baskin Robbins.
Oh, for clips?
And then when Nick and Charlie were skating, it'd be cookies. And we
Nice,
go to
man.
Slick Rock and get cookies.
Yeah,
that's
reward
what
yourselves.
Steve did?
Yeah.
Steve ice cream and Nick would. I'd say like next
Oh
try
my
for
God!
two cookies.
Anytime I earned a scoop from Steve.
Yeah, I feel like that.
Oh man,
That was the thing.
that
huh?
was the
It
thing.
felt
I
good.
remember
it
felt
like
good.
that
'Cause-
ice cream tastes better.
Oh,
if
yeah,
you
it
got
tastes so much
if
better.
you earned it.
So
We're
yeah.
probably going to have Steve up on here.
we got to get Steve on.
Yeah. Steve,
He's
if
got
you're
some
watching
stories.
this, send me a message. Let's work this out. Well, cool.
All right.
Well, end of our deal here. I'd like to stoke you guys out. If we're stoking, staying, coming and ripping.
Oh, hell yeah.
So here's a little sticker pack for
Yeah.
you, some Eustace stickers.
Yes.
And then these right here, we're
Oh,
talking about
snap.
stoking. Still stoking.
Dude.
There you go. Yeah.
Still smoking.
Yep. and-
Still stonking.
Smoking.
Stoking, still token. However you want to do it.
Dude, thank you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
All right, so that's our first podcast. Thanks for tuning in. If you made it this far, super sick. Maybe you don't have anything else to do, but go skate later.